be Discovering Zeros. Go ahead and title the next blank page in your math notebook. I need 3 students to come be my group. Friendly, Braden, Miranda, come on up. These are my 3 groups. Right? We're a multiplication group of group, group, group. Does that make sense? Right? We got our 3 groups. Each student, I'm going to give 0 pencils. Hold out your hands. And 0 pencils for you, 0 pencils for you, and 0 pencils for you. Each student now has 0 pencils. Congratulations. How many pencils are there? It's really that obvious. Liam, you with me?
Yeah.
How many pencils are there?
0.
0! 0! How did that happen? I did. I gave them 0 pencils.
What do you think is any though?
Groups, thank you so much for being very helpful. Groups, go sit down.
Yes.
How do I write an equation of what just happened? I'm going to have you write on your whiteboard. Okay? Okay. You still got rid of me. How do I write the equation of what just happened? How many groups did I have? Eliana, how many groups did I have?
You had 3 groups of 0.
I had 3. Writing 3, Liam. Groups of. That symbol for groups of that we talked a lot about, that multiplication symbol, of 0. Right? All of my groups got 0 pencils. And then what was my total? How many pencils did I end up with?
No.
0. So 3 groups of 0 is equal to 0. Equals 0. Interesting. Interesting. Why is our product 0? Raise your hand if you have something to say. We have 3 groups of 0. Why is our product 0? How did that happen? Liam, how did that happen?
You didn't give any pencils, that's why you have 0.
Yeah, if I give you nothing, are you ever going to have anything more than nothing?
No.
Brayden, I'm about to give you 1,000,000 zeros. Are you ready? Set, go! 1,000,000 zeros just came at you. How many things do you have? You still have 0. You still have 0. So our product is 0 because if I get groups of 0, it doesn't really matter how many groups I get. I will still have nothing, aka 0. Remember, I'm writing, so you are writing. If I get groups of 0, I will still have nothing. If I give Liam 100 bags of 0 cupcakes, he is still going to have 0 cupcakes. Doesn't really matter that there are 100 groups of 0. It's still going to be 0. So what about this next one? What about 5 times 0? Go ahead and write that in your notebook. 5 times 0. Use the real eraser, not your fingers, my friend.
Oh, someone said no.
Well, your shirt. I don't want you using your shirt either. What does 5 times 0 mean in English? That was math. What does 5 times 0 actually mean in English? Brinley?
5 groups of 0.
5 groups of 0. If I have 5 groups of 0, what do we think my product is going to be? Lucy?
0.
0. What about 0 times 6? Write that in your notebook. 0 times 6. What does that mean in English? 0 times 6, that's the math form. How do I say that in English, Bryce? 0 groups of 6. What is that going to be? Carla? Yes! There's no groups. It doesn't even matter what was going to be in my group if I don't even have a group to put it in. Right? So 0 groups of 6 is still equal to 0. Yes? We're not there yet. What about 13 groups of 0? What's going to be the product there? 13 groups of 0. Raise your hand if you know. 13 groups of 0 equals... Liam?
0.
0. What about 1 million groups of 0? Going to equal what, Miranda?
0.
0. Anything times 0 going to equal what? Anything times 0 equals 0. That's really important. Make sure you have that written in your notebook. So we'll edit this going to equal 0. There we go. A mini multiplication chart. It's going to look like this. We are going to use this for the next several weeks. So once you glue it on the next blank page, go ahead and dog ear that page because we're going to come back to it a lot. So you're gluing this on the next blank page and then dog earing that page. Please use a glue stick because we will be writing on it. Do not use liquid glue. But the multiplication chart that you've seen probably has all those numbers filled in. They don't have empty boxes. Today, Brendan, let's go. We're going to be filling in our multiplication chart as we learn these products. Does anyone know how to read a multiplication chart? Grace, you know how to read one? How do I read it?
So if I do like 1 times 2,
Uh-huh.
you go to 1 and then you count how many squares it goes to come to 2, and that's the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not done. I don't know what you're doing. Miranda, you got 5 seconds to be done. Alright, so what you're going to do is on the top, you see a bunch of numbers. Right? On the top, you have a bunch of numbers. Down the side, we have the same numbers going down. Same numbers are going down. These are our factors, or are part of our equation. So let's pretend I want to find what is 2 times 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on the 2 right here. Go ahead and put your finger on that 2. Put this flat. Put your finger right there on the 2. Just spin it a little hard, your fingers are not going to be together. And then I'm going to put my finger up top on the 0. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag your fingers, drag my fingers until they meet, which is 0 coming all the way down and 2 coming here. So this box is where the 2 times 0 answer will be.
0.
What is 2 times 0?
0.
Miranda?
0.
0. So with our pencil, let's go ahead and start filling this in. So 0 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0, 0. 3 times 0, 4 times 0. Keep. Alright, your multiplication chart should look like my multiplication chart. Is there anything else I can fill out? We've only studied the zeros. Friendly?
You can do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now.
Where?
The next row.
No, because that's going to be 1 times something. We haven't done ones. We've only done zeros. Is there anything else I can figure out, Brayden? Zero's going across the top. But that's going to be a different equation. Because, Brayden, I just did 1 times 0. If I do 0 times 1, that sounds different. Right? 1 times 0 sounds different than 0 times 1. But it still equals 0. Very good. So now we are going to go across 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 2, 0. 0 times 3, 0. Keep going all the way across your page. There's a special math rule for what we just did. This idea of switching around our factors to equal the same answer. We filled out multiple columns, right? And I just had that conversation with Brayden. Hey, we did 1 times 0 equals 0. And then Brayden said, hey, what about 0 times 1? We can still do that, and it still equals the same product. Turn to the next blank page in your math notebook. You keep exploring that chart with fingers. I know. There's a special math rule that says, hey, I can flip these factors around and they're still going to give me the same answer. I have this rule in addition, and you already know it, right? 2 plus 3 is going to give me the exact same answer if I did 3 plus 2, right? I'm still going to get the same answer. The order of my factors, or in this case, the order of my add-ins, does not matter. You should have both these examples written in your notebook.
Really, that's like.
You should have both examples that I've written in your notebook. So this special math rule that you've actually already known is called the commutative property. And that special rule says that I can mix up the order of a multiplication or an addition problem, and my answer won't change. just like what Braden and I were talking about. When it's 0 times 1 or 1 times 0, that order will look different, and it means different things, but my answer is not ultimately going to change. And same thing with addition. 3 plus 2 is going to give me the same answer if I did 2 plus 3. The commutative property will only work with multiplication and division. No, that was wrong. Multiplication and addition, excuse me. It will not work with subtraction. Because in subtraction, that order matters. Only works with addition and multiplication. Title of your next blank page is Discovering Ones. I don't have 1 plus 2. I had 3 groups, and each of my groups got a pencil. How many pencils were there?
You have 3 friends in one group.
No, I have 3 groups.
No, you have 3 people.
Yep, each of my people is a group. Easton group got a pencil, Lucy group got a pencil, and Eliana group got a pencil. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Friendly? What do you think?
Because there's 3 groups and 1 pencil in each group.
Yeah, so how many pencils are there?
3.
3 pencils. Groups holding pencils. Go put that back in my pencil jar. Thank you very much for being very nice groups. You guys did an awesome job. Oops. Alright, so what would be the equations that match what we just did? What is the equation of what we just saw? How many groups did we have? Lucy?
1 plus 1 plus 1.
Nope. How many groups did we have? Scarlett? 3 groups. 3. Writing. Groups of the number 3 and then the groups of symbol. 3 groups of 1, right? Everyone got 1 pencil. Is equal to what? Lucy? 3. 3 groups of 1 equals 3. That makes sense. You should have that equation written in your notebook. Let's think about some other equations. What about 7 groups of 1? What is that going to equal? Seven groups of 1. Think about what we just did. Imagine that. What is that going to equal, Ethan?
It's going to equal
7. Good. What about 9 groups of 1? I'm well aware what it says. I made it. What about 9 groups of 1? Eliana?
It was 9 because anything.
No. Liam, I'm going to give you a really hard one. Ready?
No.
1 million groups of 1 equals what?
I don't know how many zeros it is in a million, so I don't know what
6.
I'm doing.
6 zeros in a million. You have 1 million groups of 1.
A lot of zeros.
How many things am I going to have? What's my product? my product? 1,000,000 times 1. 1,000,000 groups of 1. What does that equal? Really?
1,000,000.
1,000,000! A million groups of 1 is still just 1,000,000. Now wait a second. Can I rearrange this order of 7 times 1 and now make it 1 times 7? 1 group of 7? What is 1 group of 7 going to equal, Brayden? 7. What about 1 group of 9? 1 times 9. What is that going to equal? Lucy? 9. All right, Liam, ready?
Yeah.
1 times 1,000,000. 1 group of 1,000,000 equals what? What does that equal?
1 times 1,000,000. 1,000,000.
1,000,000. Hey, wait. All I did was rearrange my factors, and I ended up with the same answer. How did that happen? I rearranged my factors, but I got the same answer. How did that happen? Brayden? You're raising your hand, are you? No. Scarlett, how did that happen?
Time doesn't change the answer of 2.
So if I rearrange it, I can get the same answer. What's that special rule called? Grace? Commutative property! Well done, Grace. Yes. If I switch around the order, I can still get the same answer because of the commutative property. It's not raining in here. Awesome. Awesome. Can we fill out some more math facts in our multiplication chart? Yes, we can. Go back to your multiplication chart. Tap on marker, get your multiplication chart out. All right, so I started filling in. Is there anything else I can fill in? Anything else I can fill in? Brayden?
Going down.
Why can I fill out the going down part?
We were starting with the going down part.
Why can I fill out the going down part or the going across part? Because they're not the same thing. Scarlett? So? Eliana?
The fill that the going down was because of it. You're going to give us this answer and it's still adding 1.
I'm not adding 1, I'm multiplying by 1, but my equation's now in a different order. Because see, now I'm going to have 2 times 1. That's a different order than 1 times 2. Ethan?
Because it just got switched around, but even though that it got switched around, it still equals the same thing.
Yes! What's the name of that rule that says that? Go look in your notebook. That's why you wrote it down. You're so right, but there's a specific math rule. The commutative property That's what lets us go across and up and down. Because my order of my equation looks a little different. It's in a different order, right, Easton? But my answers are still going to be the same. All right, Liam, 2 times 1. What is 2 times 1?
2 times 1?
Yep.
3.
Nope. 2 groups of 1.
2 groups of 1.
Yep. 2. 3 times 1 is what?
3.
3. 4 times 1. Lucy? 4. Keep going. Fill in the rest of your chart. 1 times 7.
1 times 7.
Yep, we're going to leave this same in the same box. And we'll divide them.
6 is half. 6 is this big actually.
So we filled in quite a lot. Look at all these math facts you already know. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Whoops. Where's my thing? As we were multiplying by 1, was there any kind of pattern you noticed? Like 1 times 2 equals 2. 1 times 7 equals 7. Was there any pattern you noticed with your multiplication? Eliana?
Anything times 1 always equals the same number we would multiply.
Yeah. Go ahead and write that down. This is a really special rule with 1.
Do we write this down?
Turn back to where we were multiplying by 1. The last page we were multiplying by 1's with.
Okay.
So anything multiplied by 1 equals itself. Meaning, if I have 7 times 1, it's still 7. If I have 9 times 1, it's still 9. It's still whatever it was before I even multiplied by 1.